How can I learn German successfully and in the fastest way? Do you have any tips for learning German? Those are the questions I get asked most, and today I'm going to share with you exactly what you need to do to master the German language effectively. Hallo und herzlich willkommen. My name is Salome. I'm a German native teacher and polyglot, and I specialize in helping expats and professionals who want to relocate to the German-speaking countries learn practical German for day-to-day life. If that is something you want for your learning journey, then hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss any of my weekly lessons. Also, before we get started, I have an ebook which is my step-by-step guide on how to become fluent in German, which is linked below this video. It's completely for free, and I'm sure you'll find some valuable tips in there as well. All right, let's get started with today's lesson and make sure to take some notes. In German, as we say, was man schreibt, das bleibt. What you write, that sticks. All right, before we even dive into the intricacies of German grammar and vocabulary, take a moment to reflect on why you want to learn the language. Is it for work, travel, study, or personal interest? Understanding your motivation is crucial because it will keep you focused and driven, especially when the learning process becomes challenging. So step number one is getting clear on why do you want to learn German? Do you need German to communicate with colleagues or clients? Is it going to enhance your travel experience because you're planning to visit Germany, Switzerland, or Austria? Perhaps you have German-speaking family members and you want to be able to connect with them on a deeper level. Having a clear purpose will not only keep you consistent, but also help tailor your learning plan to meet specific needs. After defining your purpose, it's important to set long-term and short-term goals. Let's start with the long-term goals first. Long-term goals provide a roadmap for your language learning journey. These goals should be ambitious yet realistic, giving you a sense of direction. So examples for long-term goals could include achieving a specific proficiency level, such as, for example, the B1 level, which is the intermediate language level, being able to hold a conversation in German on everyday topics, passing a German language exam required for work, being able to give job interviews to land your dream job. Write down your long-term goals and revisit them regularly to remind yourself of what you're working towards, and feel free to share them in the comments. I oftentimes find that we're more likely to achieve our goals when we just put it out there. So I'm very happy to hold that space for you here on this channel. Next, let's get into the short-term goals. While long-term goals set the destination, short-term goals act as stepping stones that make the journey manageable and less overwhelming. Break down your long-term goals into smaller, achievable tasks. So for example, you could aim to learn 50 new words each week. That's 10 words per day if you're studying at least 5 days per week, which I personally would recommend. But we'll get into the schedule and the time management in a bit. Another short-term goal could be ordering your coffee or having a small interaction with the barista in German. How these small-term goals look like depends on, obviously, your long-term goals. Another very important key factor that a lot of people forget is your mindset. Learning a new language is a marathon, not a sprint, so it's important to have the right mindset. That means accepting the fact that it's going to be messy in the beginning. A lot of people are afraid to speak because they don't want to make any mistakes because they think they sound stupid. Well, let me tell you that mistakes are absolutely normal and part of the journey, and you can use them to learn from them and get better. However, it is important to constantly ask for feedback, because how else would you know that you made a mistake if nobody is telling you? So asking German native speakers around you to correct you could be a good way to get constructive feedback right on the spot. If you don't have anyone to do that for you or to guide you and you want to study German with me, you are invited to check out the German Fluency Academy, which is my signature program that takes total beginners from absolutely zero knowledge all the way up to a conversational level. The best way to get started is to check out my free taster lesson that is linked below, and I would love to see you there. The next very important key factor in order to learn German, or really anything successfully, is time. And this is something most people struggle with. I totally get it. Everybody is busy. Busy with work, busy with chores, busy with studying for university, or just busy with life. And this is why it's so crucial to set a long-term goal and to get really specific about your why you want to learn German, which goes way beyond language learning. Take Colleen, for example. One of my students, she is a single mother, a full-time nurse, and still managed to learn German every single day because her why was bigger than any excuse you could come up with. She wanted to find a job in Germany, relocate there in order to create a better future for herself and her son. She achieved all of that despite her busy schedule. You can check out her story and how she did it next. I will have that linked below if you need a motivation booster. So learning German needs to become a non-negotiable so that you make time for it. Consistency is also key to language learning success. So develop a study routine that fits your lifestyle and stick to it. Even if you can only dedicate 30 minutes a day to studying German, regular practice is oftentimes more effective than intensive study sessions. So block out that time in your schedule. Do what you need to do to make this possible. Otherwise, it's never going to happen. Finding the right material and courses. I know this can be a challenge, especially nowadays in this massive sea of information. Finding a course is crucial to give your learning structure and to focus on important concepts that also build up on each other. Otherwise, it can feel like throwing spaghetti at the wall, hoping something is going to stick. In terms of which course is the right fit for you, definitely depends on, again, your goals. If you need to pass a specific exam as soon as possible, you might need an intensive course that is solely geared towards exam preparation. Or do you want something geared towards practical daily life conversation? Do you prefer to have an in-person classes, or is it more convenient for you to learn online? All of these are questions you need to answer for yourself first and then research which course fits best with your needs. Of course, as mentioned before, I also have my own online program, the German Fluency Academy, that is geared towards daily life conversations, and the main focus is to help you become conversational in German. So if you want to study German with me, the best way, as mentioned before, to get started is to join my free training for beginners. You'll find the link in the description box below. Now, in order to learn any language successfully, you'll need to make sure that you cover reading, listening, writing, and speaking. So here are my top tips on how to improve these areas quickly. Let's start with reading first. To improve your German reading skills as a beginner, start with simple texts like children's books and basic readers, which use easy vocabulary and grammar. Lily is a great app for that. It has over thousands of children's books. I've mentioned them a couple of times here on this channel. And what I love about the platform is that they also have the read aloud function where you can listen to native speakers read the story to you. Also use online dictionaries such as Lingui or leo.org to check the meaning of unfamiliar words and create flashcards for a new vocabulary to really maximize this exercise. Additionally, read aloud to practice your pronunciation and get an understanding of German sentence structure and word order. To improve your German listening skills, start by watching German media such as movies, TV shows, and YouTube videos with subtitles to aid your comprehension. I have a bunch of videos on this channel with subtitles to help you improve your listening skills, so this is a great place to get started. Besides that, LingoPie is also a great platform for watching TV shows and movies in German with subtitles. When watching videos or listening to audios, you can also slow down the playback speed to better catch every word and phrase. And of course, engaging with real-life situations by listening to German speakers will help you to get used to the natural speed. If you're not quite there yet to have a full conversation, I recommend to learn how to ask a lot of questions first to keep the other person speaking so that you can sit back and work on your listening skills. All right, let's dive into writing. As a beginner learner, you don't want to overwhelm yourself with setting unrealistic tasks for yourself. Start with short texts. If you have German-speaking friends or family members, you could start by sending text messages in German about your day, for example, or write short emails about what you've been up to. Another helpful activity is to write short diary entries. That way, it helps you to expand vocabulary about the things and topics that are relevant to your daily life. For that, you could also use Lingui, DeepL, or leo.org to look words up and have ChatGPT to correct your text and give you feedback. If you don't know what ChatGPT is, it's basically an AI language model that can understand and generate human-like text. You can use it for correcting German writing tasks, and in my experience, it works actually really well with simple texts. Simply input the text that you've written and ask ChatGPT to provide corrections, suggestions for improvements, and feedback on grammar grammar, vocabulary, and sentence structure. It's amazing what you can do with technology these days. I've actually made an in-depth video on how to use AI for your German learning, so if you want to know more about that, you can check out this video next. Let's talk about how to improve your speaking skills. Well, you only get better at speaking by actually speaking to people. Duh. I know this sounds obvious, but you'd be surprised how many people think they can improve their conversational skills by getting a 200, 300, or 400-day streak on Duolingo. Save yourself the time and get right to it. As a beginner, you'll obviously won't have full conversations with someone yet. However, you can start with small daily interactions, whether that's with the barista at your local coffee shop or your neighbor or the lady at the bakery. These daily life interactions are going to help you with getting comfortable using the language. If you're not living in Germany, Switzerland, or Austria, try to look for German communities in your area to find a language partner. We Germans are literally everywhere. I realized that when I was in Phuket, which is a small peninsula in Thailand, and I found a German restaurant called Der Stammtisch and even a Bavarian butcher and deli with mostly German and Swiss customers. So if I'm able to find a German community somewhere on an island in Thailand, I'm pretty sure any major city also has German communities. You just need to research and look out for them. If the offline way is absolutely impossible for you, I also recommend looking online, for example, on Tandem platforms, Facebook groups, or Preply, which is a website that connects you with a German tutor. I hope you have found these tips helpful. Don't forget to check out my free training for beginners, which is going to get you started on the right path if you're looking to become conversational in German quickly. I would love to see you there. I'll be back next week with another lesson for you guys. Das ist alles für heute. Vielen Dank fürs Zuschauen und bis zum nächsten Mal. Tschüss!